I woke up to the sound of my little brother whispering. At first I thought he was just talking in his sleep again. He did that sometimes after long nights of gaming. But the voice I heard answering him wasn't his. It wasn't anyone's voice. I recognized I froze in my bed, listening through the thin wall between our rooms. My brother's voice was low and hesitant, the way kids sound when they're nervous but curious. He says. My stomach dropped. Who the hell was he talking to at 2 a.m? I pushed myself out of bed, every step slow and careful, and crept toward his door. The glow of his computer screen painted the carpet in shifting squares of green and gray. He was still whispering, just pausing every few seconds, as if listening to someone respond. I know you're not supposed to, my brother said, his voice barely above a breath. But maybe just for a little while. Something about his tone made my skin crawl. It wasn't the usual giggly excitement of a kid playing Minecraft too late. It was reverent, like he was speaking to a priest or a monster. I leaned against the doorframe and peered in. His blocky little avatar stood alone in a dark forest biome, torchlight flickering across the trees. Except no. There was another figure in the distance, standing perfectly still. To still, my brother's head turned slightly, as if he'd felt me there. He didn't look surprised, just whispered, "He doesn't like you watching us. I swear to you." In that instant, the figure on his screen turned to face me. Its head snapped sideways in a way the game shouldn't allow, pixels glitching, stretching. My brother slammed the laptop shut before I could get a clearer look. He stared at me with wide eyes. "You ruined it," he said. He was going to show me something. I didn't sleep that night, not after hearing the way he said it. So listen carefully. If you have younger siblings who play Minecraft, you need to hear this story. Because what happened to my brother didn't start tonight. It started weeks ago, when I first noticed him acting. Different before everything spiraled out of control. Things between me and my little brother were normal. Or at least, as normal as they could be when you've got a 12-year-old who treats Minecraft like it's the center of the universe. Asterisk, he played every day after school, sometimes before dinner, sometimes way too late into the night if mom wasn't paying attention. I used to tease him about it, call him Sir Blocks-a-Lot or King of Cubes. He'd roll his eyes and insist I was just jealous because I couldn't build half the things he could. And honestly, he wasn't wrong. The kid had talent. Asterisk, I'd catch him recreating castles from movies, little villages with farms and wells. Even roller coasters that zipped through mountains and forests. Watching him play sometimes made me weirdly nostalgic. When I was his age, I'd been into the same thing. It's just with different games back. Then it was RuneScape, Halo lobbies, stuff like that. There's something comforting about seeing your younger sibling light up over something harmless. Something creative. That's what I told myself anyway. Our family life was steady, boring in the best way. Mom tried late most nights. Mom tried to keep everyone on track, and I was stuck in that awkward half-adult, half-kid stage where I had responsibilities but still lived under their roof. My brother and I didn't always get along, but we had a rhythm. He annoyed me with endless chatter about diamond swords and redstone contraptions, and I'd mock him for it, but I always ended up sitting beside him, watching him build. Asterisk back. Then, I thought those evenings were just background noise. Safe, familiar. Asterisk, but when I think about it now, I realize the signs were already there. Asterisk little things. At first, like the night I noticed one of his castles had a strange addition, a tall, narrow tower, made entirely of obsidian. He said it was just an experiment, but the design felt wrong almost. Alien. The windows were placed unevenly, like eyes staring in different directions. Another time I walked by his room and saw him digging a pit that seemed to go straight down forever. I asked what he was making. He just shrugged and mumbled something about testing limits. Asterisk, it sounds silly, right? Kid building weird stuff in a sandbox game. But I remember how focused he looked, almost trance-like. While the screen flashed with endless blocks, vanishing into blackness, asterisk, I brushed it off. Kids get obsessed. Games have glitches. Nothing to worry about. Asterisk, at least. That's what I told myself. Asterisk, looking back, though, I should have paid attention. I should have asked why he'd started drawing strange block patterns in his school notebooks. Or why he always kept the curtains in his room closed, even during the day. Asterisk, I should have listened when he first mentioned his new friend. Asterisk, it was during dinner one night, casual as anything. He was pushing peas around his plate, was talking a mile a minute about his latest project. Asterisk, I'm building a labyrinth, he said. It's going to be huge, bigger than the castle, my friends. Helping me. Asterisk, Mom smiled, not really paying attention. Dad muttered something about finishing homework first. I laughed and asked, what friend? You don't play on multiplayer. Asterisk, he looked up at me then, eyes bright but different, excited, in a way that made my stomach twist. Asterisk, he's not like the others, my brother whispered. He's better. I wish to God I'd pressed him right then and there. Because that was the first time I heard about the thing that would change everything, the first time I saw the username. I thought it was some kind of glitch. Asterisk, my brother had left his game running, while he went to grab a snack, and I leaned over his chair just to peek at what he was working on. He usually played offline, single-player mode, so I expected to see one of his usual half-finished castles or roller coasters. But instead, the screen showed something different. Asterisk, at the top of the player list was a name I didn't recognize. OH_child, not O, like the letter O, but a 0. And something about the way the underscore hung there bothered me. It wasn't chosen by a person, but generated by something else. Asterisk, I called out. Hey, when did you start playing with other people? Asterisk, he came running back into the room so fast it startled me. He slid into the chair and shook his head hard. It's not other people. It's just him. Asterisk, who's him? Asterisk, he didn't answer. Just clicked around nervously, like he didn't want me looking too closely at whatever they were doing. Asterisk, that night I watched him play for a while, half joking, half curious. His little avatar wasn't just building castles anymore. He and this friend were working on things that didn't look like anything ever seen in Minecraft. Asterisk, there were statues tall, twisted figures with arms too long and heads bent at impossible angles. Rows of them standing like silent witnesses in the middle of a blood-red desert that shouldn't even exist in the game's normal biomes. My brother would place a block, then the other figure OH_child would place another, shaping something together in perfect rhythm. Asterisk, I tried to laugh it off. What? You install some horror mod or something? Asterisk, he shook his head, eyes locked on the screen. No, he's showing me how. Asterisk, later, as the torches flickered in the strange desert, I heard him whisper to himself, the way kids do sometimes. But then he paused, like he was listening to someone reply. His head tilted, his lips pressed tight together, and then he murmured, okay, I'll tell him. Asterisk, he swiveled in his chair, looking at me. His expression was flat, not annoyed, not playful, just blank. Asterisk, he says, he doesn't like when you watch us. Asterisk, the way he said us, hit me wrong. Like they were a team, a pair, something closer than just player and stranger. Asterisk, I should have yanked the power cord right then. I should have taken the laptop and smashed it against the wall, but I didn't. I told myself it was a joke, some weird mod or AI bot coded into the game. That's the rational thing, right? It's only the longer I stood there, the more wrong it felt. Figure. On the screen, my brother's so-called friend didn't move the way Minecraft characters should. It didn't bounce or swing its arms like normal. It turned in sharp, jarring angles. It's almost too fast for my eyes to follow. And just once I swear it looked right at me. I left his room after that, shaking off the unease with a muttered, whatever, just don't stay up all night. But lying in bed, I couldn't stop replaying the moment in my head. The username, the statues, the whisper. Asterisk, I should have unplugged the computer. I should have told Mom. I should have done something. Asterisk, but I didn't, and things only got worse from there. Because soon, started hearing him whisper when he wasn't even playing. Asterisk in the mornings before school when he brushed his teeth. The car staring out the window. At dinner, fork hovering above his plate. His lips would move almost imperceptibly, like he was carrying on some secret conversation under his breath. Asterisk and once. Late at night, I walked past his door and heard it again. Asterisk, only this time, there was no sound of the computer, no glow from the screen, just his small, steady voice murmuring in the dark. Asterisk, I know. I'll try. But he doesn't believe me yet.